Cal State San Bernardino, as I understand it, is the largest employer in the city of San Bernardino. It has about, I think, they employ over 2,000 people.
Yeah, they probably aren't the largest, because I think probably Stater Brothers is, but they're a large employer. Yeah, they're a large employer, very large.
And so
probably in the top 3 at least.
And so my question goes into education. What roles would Cal State and Valley College and all the other schools in the area, what role would they play in bettering the future of San Bernardino?
Well, again, I think it's reaching out and working together. I, as Mayor Pro Tem this last year, did reestablish and it wasn't really for Cal State, but it was for the city schools, what was called, we have subcommittees. We've got the Legislative Review Committee, Ways and Means Committee, and those are subcommittees of the council that are comprised of 3 people. And the Mayor Pro Tem establishes or sets those, the people that sit on those on those committees. But Tobin Brinker, my former colleague from the 3rd Ward, had what was called the Bridge Committee, and that was to bridge the gap between the city and the county or the city schools. And that was exactly the term, to bridge it and to bring people together. We need to be doing stuff like that with Cal State. I talked to Dr. Carnig one time, and I said, we've done a really bad job of partnering with you, and he took credit he believed that he blamed himself and said, we haven't done a good job of partnering with the city. So we both agree that we need to be working more together. So as I stated earlier, working with students on internships, going out to them. Maybe there's a department out there that's capable of doing a study, an outside study of say, our planning department, or I wouldn't necessarily say that you're an expert at maybe assessing a fire department, but maybe from a business side, you might be able to help in finance, or you might be able to help in community development or something like that. There's a lot of things I think that Cal State can offer us. They need to bring it to us, and if they're not bringing it to us, we need to go and ask them to bring it to us and talk. And again, I use that term bridge. We need to bridge the gap and be working and communicating together. Communication is everything, and we need to make sure that we know who our partners are, who the potential partners are, and then we need to figure out a way to bring those 2 parties or those number of parties together to communicate and around to do it on a monthly basis, a weekly basis, a quarterly basis, whatever makes sense. Mm-hmm. And utilize the youth and the people that are very bright out there. We need to encourage home ownership from the 2,000. You mentioned 2,000 employees. Well, many of those people obviously are teachers and professors, and they aren't necessarily living in this community. Wouldn't you rather live 5 minutes from work than to live a half an hour from work? And I can understand why. Our housing stock is down. We're an old city. We need to redevelop this community, and we need to attract people. Also, it's not just housing. There's housing available here, and there's decent housing available. It's the arts. I go back to the quality of life issues, the shopping issues. Why would somebody shop in downtown? There's no place to shop. They'll go to the Donut Hole over in Redlands, or they'll go to Rancho Cucamonga to the Victoria Gardens. We need to be encouraging business and development, and some of that our hands are tied because of what's going on with the state and the redevelopment wind down. A lot of properties we have, including the Central City Mall, Carousel Mall down there. There's a lot of things we can do, but again, I don't want to get off on a tangent. I could go on and on and on about what we need to be doing, but the bottom line is I think we need to be reaching out to those 2,000 employees out there, to the staff out there, to the administration out there, and making sure that what can we do for you and what can you do for us, and work together. And I would say that about Valley College, I would say that about Crafton Hills, I would say that about other agencies that are the city schools, what have you, Loma Linda and what have you.
Thank you very much.